In this video, I'm going to show you how to use your calculator in order to evaluate these integrals numerically, and you can get the answer in a flash just using your calculator. So the first, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it if your calculator is one of the newer ones that has the math print, in which you can just type it in as it looks. How to find or evaluate integrals numerically using your calculator. There's three examples here, so I'm going to go ahead and put all three functions in the calculator. The first one's already there, x sine of x, and the second function is a fraction. I'm going to go ahead and use the little fraction button, and the numerator is 4, and the denominator is 1 plus x squared. The third function is e to the negative x squared. So there's e to the negative x squared. And those are my three functions. So now to evaluate the integrals, the first one asks us to evaluate from -1 to 2 x sine of x. So to get an integral, just like you did derivative was math 8, integrals are math 9, FNINT, and that stands for finite integral. So we'll go ahead and hit number 9, and we're going to go the integral from -1, and then I hit the arrow up to 2, and then the function is y1. So we go alpha trace y1, and then we have to put in our x for dx, and we have our answer, 2.0427 and more. For part B, we're going to do the integral. We'll do again math 9, and this integral is from 0 to 1, and the function is y2, what we put into y2, so alpha trace y2, and then again our dx, and the third one is math 9 for the integral, and this one goes from 0 to 5, and the function was the third function, y3, and again dx. Now you could have typed in the function, but I wanted to save time on the video, and also I usually like to do it that way anyway in case I have to use it again. So there's my three values, and here are the three answers that we got on our calculator. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use your graphing calculator to evaluate the integrals numerically just by punching it in and getting the answer to the integral. But this one is for the older calculators that do not have the math print where you can actually type it in where it looks like an integral. This is for the older calculators, the TI-83s and the TI-84s that don't have the math print. We put in the three functions that we're going to evaluate integrals for into y1, y2, and y3. This is A, this is B, and this is C, just like in the same order. So I'll quit out of that and get to my main screen, and I will hit, just like we did for derivatives, we hit math 8. For integrals, we hit math 9. You can see number 9's FNINT. It stands for finite integral. That just means it has a lower and upper bound. It's finite. So we will hit number 9. And in the first thing you're going to plug in, as you can see on the notes, it's a function. So the function, we can either type the function in, but since I already have them in, I'm just going to go alpha trace, and we already have it into y1. So I just hit 1, and there's y1. And then you hit comma. And then the variable that we're using is in terms of x, and then you hit comma, and then the lower bound is -1, and then you do comma again, and then the upper bound was 2, so we put in 2, and you can close the parentheses, and there's your answer. For the second one, Again, I go math 9 for finite integral. This time we're going to use a function stored into y2, so alpha trace 2, and then comma x, and again comma, and the lower bound on this one is 0, comma, upper bound 1, close the parenthesis, and there's the value of the integral. And for the last one, it's going to be math 9 for finite integral, and our function this time is stored in y3, so alpha trace 3 is y3, comma, and it's in terms of x as always, and then we go from 0 to 5, 0 comma 5, for the upper bound is 5, and then we're done. And there's our 3 values of the function. Pretty easy. And here are the answers for the 3 integrals that we got.